Dear students, and welcome back to the mathematics class. We are doing the chapter that is basic geometrical ideas, and in the previous class we understood the important concept of curve and the related concept, that is open and closed curve, and the concept of polygon also. I hope you understood that much. And today now we are moving to the next concept that we have in this particular chapter, and that is called angle. So now we'll talk about a new concept. And based on the concepts we are going to discuss today, you will be able to do two different exercises, that is exercise 4.3 and 4.4. Both can be done with the help of today's class. So very first we need to understand the angle, and for this we can take a very simple example. Is let's take we have two different ray. So this is your ray 1 and ray 2. If you remember, ray is something which has one fixed point, that is called a starting point. Other is not fixed, so other side it can go for infinite length. Okay, so let this common point be, the fixed point is x and y. So at this moment x and y are two different points. Ray 1 and ray 2 are different ray, and they are not meeting anywhere. So overall this is the two different rays. Now take an example. If we bring these two rays together such that x and y will become a single point, then what we'll get? So we're talking about if the ray 1 and ray 2 are placed together such that now they have a common point, and this common point is given a name O. So any name can be given. So overall x and y, now they are single point, and since now they are single point, I have given a common name to both, and that is nothing but O. Okay, so overall we can say the two rays we are having a common point where they meet, and the picture now you are getting finally is nothing but the angle. So overall now what you see is the angle. So we can say that is when two rays meet at common point, then we get angle. So overall between these two, indirectly we can say between the ray 1 and ray 2 you see some gap, and this gap can increase, can decrease. So the gap which we are talking about is nothing but the angle. So this will be more and more clear when we will have lots of practice of the different questions, but till now we understood if two rays will meet at a common point, they will form the angle. So we can say here between ray 1 and ray 2 the angle is this much. Okay, so that is overall indirectly it is the space between the two different rays, but the rays must meet at a point. Okay, so this is one concept. Another thing is the angles can be made by any two lines which intersect. So if I talk about two different lines, so if you remember, lines will have no endpoints anywhere. Okay, so now these two lines, let it be L, M. So the lines L and M, they are intersecting at point O. Okay, so now if you can see between this two different lines, or between the different two different arrows, for example this O to M, let's give the name X, Y, Z, P. So we can say XZ is one of the line which is also M, PY is another line which is also L, and these two lines intersect at point O. So O is the common point. Now what you see, overall OY is also a ray, OZ is also a ray, OP is also a ray, and OX is also a ray. So overall we can say here the two different rays, that is OY, OX, they meet at the common point O. So we got one angle here. So this is your angle 1. I am giving the name A1. Now OZ and OY, these are the two different rays which have again common point O. So we can say between two, another angle we got, that is A2. Now OZ and OP, again they have a common point. So we got angle 3. And OP and OS, again they are having a common point O. So we can say when two different lines will intersect, how many angles we are getting? A1, A2, A3, A4. So this is how overall the concept can be understood. So any number of lines can intersect, and depending upon how many lines will intersect, it will form different number of angles. But between two ray, we can say we always have a angle, and that angle we understood with the help of the picture. Now if we got the angle, then how to name it? So before we name it, we should know. So if we got the angle, okay, so there are two different rays now, O, A and B. So we can say OB and OA meet at O to form an angle at O. So let's understand this. So here OB and OA, they meet together at point O, and wherever they meet, the angle is formed there only. So we can say one angle is formed at point O because of these two rays, OA and OB. Now very first we should know the name also. So here basically O is vertex of angle. So based on this picture, here O is also called the vertex of the angle that is formed by rays OA and OB in this particular case. So remember the common point, which is the common of two different rays where they meet, that is nothing but vertex where the angle is formed. So here point O is vertex, and OA and OB are sides. Okay, so this can be given the name rays also, but once they form the angle, we can also say these are the different sides of angle of the given angle. So that is another thing that we should remember. So two different rays, once they meet, they form the angle. The common point is called vertex, and the rays which basically form the angle, they are also called sides of the given angle. So I hope you understood here this much. Next thing is, now if we talk about this angle only, how to name this angle? So to name the angle, we have different ways. Okay, so in general, how we name the angle? First thing we can write down this way, that is angle AOB. This is one of the way of writing angle AOB. We can write for this. We can write down angle BOA. BOA. That is another way of writing the same angle. Okay. And third, we can also write down, that is now what you see here, the symbol. This symbol is basically used for the angle only. So we no need to write down the angle in word. Okay, so directly we can show this symbol. So if I write this way, it is basically showing you angle AOB, or we can write down angle BOA. Okay, so these are the different ways of writing, and generally we are going to prefer this only to show the angle. Okay, so overall this angle is showing this gap or the space between OA and OB. Okay, and that angle we basically measure with the help of a device called protractor. You might have heard about. So, or D. So the protractor we have, or the D we have, is basically used to measure this particular angle, and we'll talk about it later on. We'll have a complete concept of geometry. So I hope you understood how to name the angle. One thing is to be understood here, whether we write angle AOB this way or this way, what you see all the time, something is common, and that is O. and what you see, O is always coming at the center. So whenever we are writing the angle, the vertex must be at the center. So when we are writing also, it has to be taken care. While naming the given angle, the vertex must be at the center, that is between the two different points we have, or the letters we have. So the only thing is to be taken care, that is in the note, vertex or common point of the angle is always placed at center. Okay, so you can see O is coming here, O is coming here, O is coming here. So I hope you understood this much, that is the meaning of angle, how the angle is formed, and how to write the angle also. Okay, so if I just draw two different lines, L and M, and let it be O, let it be X, let it be Y, let it be A, let it be B. So how many angles we see? We understood we are having four angles, that is angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. So let's write down the angle. So let it be angle 1, 2, 3, 4. So one can be written as angle XOY. So XOY is the angle 1. Angle 2 is what? YOA. So angle YOA. Angle third, AOB, and 4, BOX. Okay, so that is one thing, and you should know whether you write XOY or YOX, they are same thing. AOY, they are same thing. BOY or XOB. So this can be written this way also. So both are same. These two are same. These two are same. These two are same. So overall X and Y can be interchanged, but overall O has to be at the center because O is the vertex of the angle. So that is to be taken care. I hope you understood this much. How to name the angle. And now we'll talk about, that is, interior and exterior of angle. So the next topic we have, based on the angle only, interior and exterior of angle. So again let's understand with the help of the diagram only. So this is ray 1 and 2, whatever. Let's give the name point O, A, B. Okay, now one thing we know. Now here it is angle AOB that is formed, or angle BOA. This is the angle we got. Okay, now we know this is ray, so this has no finite length. So towards B, it can go for infinite length. So if I go on drawing on my board, it will go for infinite distance. It will also go for infinite distance. So this side there is no limit. Okay, that we know. That is the meaning of ray. Okay. So overall, if you try to shade this particular space, that is the space between the two rays and the space outside these two rays. So what you get? You'll get two different shapes, all two different space. So overall, if I say this portion, you know, overall this portion has no end. So for infinite distance, we'll have this kind of space, or we can say we'll have this much area, and this space is basically coming within the two different rays or within the angle. So overall, let this space is space 1, which is between the two different rays OA and OB, and that has no limitation. Okay, so overall we are getting a particular area which is on the board, that is also two-dimensional. And now outside these two rays we are getting another space 2. So space is 2D, two-dimensional. Okay, this is also two-dimensional. Two-dimensional means something on the flat surface. So overall this is space 2, which is outside the two rays, space 1 within the two rays. So overall space 1 and space 2 are two different areas, and that is also given different name. So overall this space is coming within the two rays, so that is called interior of the angle. And rest space, is coming outside the rays, so that is called exterior of the angle. So we can say here your space 1 is interior space for the angle, space 2 is exterior space. I hope you understood. Okay, so space 1 is between the two rays and space 2 is outside the two rays. And this the third one is, that is again we see space 1 and space 2 are basically divided by the rays only. So on this ray OB, OA, we can have infinite number of points. So we can have lots of points on this. We can have infinite number of points on this. So all the points which are coming on this ray OA and OB, they are basically are on the boundary. So like we did in the previous class, for a closed curve we have the boundary, we have the interior and the exterior. Same thing we have for the angle also, but again here the angle is not something like a closed curve, so that is to be taken care. So I hope you understood this much. So we can say let it be a point X here, point Y here. So X, Y are two different points on the boundary. So I hope you understood the meaning of space 1 and space 2. And one more thing can be written here, the space 1 and space 2 has no limitation. Okay, even this side we can have infinite area, even within this we can have infinite area. So that is one more thing can be written here, that is interior and exterior areas are limitless. Okay, but that is not with the closed curve. If you remember, if you talk about a closed curve, you know, within this the area is limited. Okay, and outside the area may be unlimited, but here in the case of the angle, both the area or the space are unlimited, because there is no limit for the length of the ray which are shown here to you. Okay, so I hope you understood this much. And the last thing is, that is the concept we have of triangle. So I've already said triangle in the previous class, that is nothing but when we make a polygon which has only 3 line segments, then the polygon we are getting is called a triangle. So we can say a polygon with only 3 line segments. So the diagram I have shown to you, you can see this is, let the name be given here, A, B and C. So we can say here A, B and C are the 3 different vertex or vertices of this polygon ABC. So we can say here triangle ABC is a polygon with least number of line segments. I have already said in the previous class, overall to form a polygon with the help of the line segments, the minimum lines required are 3. So we understood with 2 lines it is possible to form the angle, but to form a closed loop we need one more line or the ray. So at least 3 lines are required to form a polygon. So now we got a polygon here, that is a closed curve with line segments, and that is given the name triangle. So now triangle is basically coming from 3 angle, you understood now. So now we will talk about this properly. So this is one thing you have to remember. So triangle is the polygon with minimum number of line segments. Okay, so one more thing you should remember, to write our triangle. So what we can write down? Very first we can write down triangle ABC. So you write ABC, BCA, ACB, but you have to move in a sequence. Okay, so ABC, ACB, BCA. So we can give different names. So triangle ABC, ACB, BCA, sorry, so BCA are basically nothing but the same triangle. So we don't need to write down the triangle again and again. We have the symbol also for the triangle, and that is nothing but the triangle itself. So now if I write ABC with a triangle sign, it is understood I am talking about triangle ABC. So we can write down triangle ABC, we can write down triangle ACB, triangle BCA. So again we are talking about the same triangle which is given to you, triangle ABC. So I hope you understood how we write the triangle name. So we show the symbol triangle only for a triangle, a short one, a small one. So we understood the meaning of triangle also, and we understood how to write it. Now if you see the triangle, how many angles you can see? Okay, so very first, if you see one angle is here, let it be angle 1. You see another angle here and third angle here. So overall how many angles you see? 3. Because if you talk about A is the common point for AB and AC. So at A there is one angle formed. At B also AB and BC. So B is the common point for AB and BC. So again we got second angle here. And third one is BC and CA. These two are having common point C. So overall 3 different line or 3 different angles we are getting in a triangle, and that is another way of defining a triangle also. Okay, so what you see, that is angle 1 is nothing but angle BAC. Angle 2 can be written as angle ABC. Angle 3 can be written as angle BCA. So ABC, BAC, BCA. What you see, you are getting 3 different angles in a given triangle ABC. So I hope you understood how to write the angle and how to write the triangle, any triangle given to you. And let's talk about the, again if you see here we have space 2, space 1, and third point can be here. So you can see space 1 is within the closed curve. So you understood this is having a finite area. Space 2 is not having a finite area. And X is something, a point which is coming on the boundary of this triangle. So overall within a triangle, outside the triangle also we can identify the different concepts. That is just for the knowledge. So one more thing you should remember, that is ABC, CBA will be the same thing here. So either you write ABC or you write CBA, they are same angles. So anyway you can write down, so there is no restriction on it. You can start from A or you can start from C, but again B has to be common for this particular angle B. Okay. Now the last thing we'll talk about in the note. So I'm again making a diagram, and with the diagram only we'll understand the concept. So let's give the name A, B and C. So now how many rays you can see? Here you have very first ray OA, OB and OC. So these are the 3 rays we are able to see here. I think there is no doubt here, because all the 3 are having the initial point which is O, that is common also, and other side there is no limit, that is it is going for infinite distance. So if you extend it forward, it will go for infinite distance, it will go for infinite distance, it will also go for infinite distance. So now how many angles you can see? So in this one, very first you can see this angle, that is the angle between arrow or the ray OA and OB. You see second angle here, so I am marking double lines. So one line is for one angle, two lines for second angle, and what you see, the third angle is also there. So I'm marking three curves here. So now you can see, if three rays have a common point, how many angles you are able to see? You are able to see three different angles. So we can say here, the first angle we can write down AOB, second angle we can write down BOC, and third angle we can write down AOC. So it is possible that at the same point O we can have different angles. So when I say the angle at O, so when I just say angle at O, that is not so clear, because now you can see at O we have how many angles? Three angles. So whenever we talk about the angle, we must write down completely the angle AOB, BOC, AOC, so that we can have the clarity. If you just write down angle at O, this is not so relevant and it's not giving you a complete picture of the angle, because we know if you just talk about O, at O we have three different angles. So whenever we write the angle, we should not write down just angle at O. We must complete the particular angle given to you, AOB, BOC, AOC. Now it's clear. We are talking about which angle. So it is possible that at the same point, many rays can have a common point, and based on that, how many angles will form, you can see. And you must try yourself. Okay. So that is all about we have today based on the concepts. Now we'll do one question from exercise 4.3 and 4.4, and then rest you can do as a homework. So I'll take 4.1 very first, sorry 4.3. Let me see which should I take. All are simple one, so I'll take number 1 only. So a diagram is given to you something like this. There is a straight line, then another straight line, and this is connecting here, and the name is A, B, C, D here. A, B, C and D. So be clear when you do the diagram in the notebook. Take the help of the scale properly. Okay. Now the question is, name the angles. So only we have to name the angles. So whatever angles you say, that is the question here. So how many angles you see? That is angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we know how to name the angle. So very first, angle 1, BAD, we can write down. Angle 2, ADC. Angle 3, DCB. And angle 4, CBA. So CBA, ABC, they are same, that I have already said. Okay, so the questions are very simple in this exercise. So only two more questions are there, 2 and 3. So rest 2 and 3 you take as a homework from exercise 4.3. And I'm moving to the next question, that is from next exercise based on the triangle. Because I've almost covered all the concepts. So from exercise 4.4, let me take, only two questions are there. So I'll do number 2, that is somehow nothing is difficult but still. So the diagram is something like this. Okay, and this is completing here. This is a diagram given to you, and this vertex we have A, B, C and D. This is given to you, and the very first question is, I'm reading the question, identify 3 triangles in the figure. So I hope you can find 3 triangles. So ADC, ABD and ABC. So 3 triangles we understood. Very first we can write down ABC only. ABC is the bigger triangle. Then ABD, you see another triangle, and third triangle you see ADC also. That is done, a part. Now you have to write the names of 7 angles, different angles you see. So number 1, number 2, number 3, let me mark. number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6 I'm writing, and number 7 I'm writing here. So I hope you can write down. So start with any first angle. So very first we can write down angle BAD. This is done. Okay, we are moving to angle 2 DAC. This is also done. So those are done, just erase it also. Number 3 is BAC, angle BAC. This is also done. Now this side we have done, means the angle at A we have done, 3 angles we got at A. Now we get one angle here, that is ABD. So this angle is also done. Now we talk about this angle ACD. This is also done. Now we talk about angle 6 ADB, and the last angle we got ADC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I hope you understood the angles and how to name it also. That is done. And rest I want you to try, okay? Because very less questions are there, so better you try yourself. So overall the questions for you today are homework. That is very first exercise 4.3. What I gave to you? Question number 2 and 3. So question 2 and question 3 you have to do, and from exercise 4.4 question 1 you have to do, and question 2 C and D. So C and D. Okay, so that is all about today. I hope you understood the concepts of angle, the triangle, how to name the angle, how to name the triangles, and related concept. And these are some basics of geometry. If you understand this concept, then in coming class you will have lots of applications of this. The figure you see, and that is very interesting as well. So I hope you are finding interest in the class, and you are able to understand all the concepts. So for today it's done. Just complete the work, and thank you. Hari Om. Take care.